Hi again. In Walter Rauschenbusch, Christianity and the Social Crisis, the chapter What to Do, page 355. The older conception of religion viewed as religious only what ministered to the souls of men, or what served the church. When a man attended the services of the church, contributed money to its work, taught in Sunday school, spoke to the unconverted, or visited the sick, he was doing religious work. The conscientiousness with which he did his daily work also had a religious quality. On the other hand, the daily work itself, the plowing, the building, cobbling, or selling, were secular, and the main output of his life was not directly a contribution to the kingdom of God, but merely the necessary method of getting a living for himself and his family. The ministry alone and a few allied callings had the uplifting consciousness of serving God in the total of daily work. A few professions were marked off as holy, just as in past stages of religion, certain groves and temples were marked out as holy ground where God could be sought and served. If now we could have faith enough to believe that all human life can be filled with divine purpose, that God saves not only the soul, but the whole of human life, that anything which serves to make men healthy, intelligent, happy, and good is a service to the Father of men, that the kingdom of God is not bounded by the church, but includes all human relations, then all professions would be hallowed and receive religious dignity. A man making a shoe, or arguing a law case, or planting potatoes, or teaching school could feel that this was itself a contribution to the welfare of mankind, and indeed his main contribution to it. But such a view of our professional life would bring it under religious scrutiny. If a man's calling consisted in manufacturing or selling useless or harmful stuff, he would find himself unable to connect it with his religion. Insofar as the energy of business life is expended in crowding out competitors, it would also be outside of the sanction of religion, and religious men would be compelled to consider how industry and commerce could be reorganized so that there would be a maximum of service to humanity and a minimum of antagonism between those who desire to serve it. As soon as religion will set the kingdom of God before it as the all-inclusive aim, and will define it so as to include all rightful relations among men, the awakened conscience will begin to turn its searchlight on the industrial and commercial life in detail, and will insist on eliminating all professions which harm instead of helping, and on coordinating all productive activities to secure a maximum of service. That in itself would produce a quiet industrial revolution. Scattered through all classes and professions, a large number of men and women whose eyes have had a vision of a true human society and who have faith in it and courage to stand against anything that contradicts it, and public opinion will have a new swiftness and tenacity in judging on right and wrong. The murder of the Armenians, the horrors of the Congo Free State, the ravages of the liquor traffic in Africa, the peace movement, the protest against child labor in America, the movement for early closing of retail stores, all of these things arouse only a limited number of persons in active sympathy. The rest are lethargic. It takes so long to work up a public sentiment, and even then it stops boiling as fast as a kettle of water taken off the fire. There are so many Christian people and such feeble sentiment on public wrongs. It is not because people are not good enough, but because their goodness has not been directed and educated in this direction. The multiplication of socially enlightened Christians will serve the body of society much as a physical organism would be served if a complete and effective system of ganglia should be distributed where few of them existed. The social body needs moral innervation, and the spread of men who combine religious faith, moral enthusiasm, and economic information, and apply the combined result to public morality, promises to create a moral sensitiveness never yet known. Next time, the pulpit and the social question. I'll put in a link to a video Vivian did from Victor Shepard's chapter on Lord Shaftesbury and his social industrial impact.